Welcome back to the lab. So today we're going to be talking about the hip flexors, how to stretch them, and why they are important to even reinforce. Very controversial subject here, okay? And so a lot of the times I hear a lot of PTs talking about, you're recruiting your hip flexors, stop recruiting your hip flexors, guys. You need to only recruit the abs. But let me tell you something about the hip flexors. When you think about it, look at the anatomical origin, okay? So we got T12 over here, L1, L2, L3, L4, L5. Okay, that's where they attach. They are an important spine stabilizer, and they go into the front, which is neighbor the iliacus, which is on the inside, and has a distal insertion at the lesser trochanter, which is on this bone right here, the femur. Okay, so if you want to run, walk, stabilize your spine, and also the integrity for the ball and socket joint in the hip. Fundamental. So this whole stuff about, oh, the hip flexors are bad and this and that. Oh, I forgot to mention, they share a fascial connection with every major organ in the body, including the diaphragm, in which has a pathway called the aortic arch, which is blood flow to the heart. This is not exactly a conspiracy theory here, but I'm going to show you how to do this stretch. And I bet you, I'd be very, very, very surprised if anybody taught you how to stretch the psoas or the fascia iliacus like this. And here it is. Give it a go. Okay, so I'm here to give credit where credit is due. I'm not this smart to come up with shit like this, okay? I've been a student of Dr. Guy Voyer the last 14 years. He is a world-renowned osteopathic doctor from Marseille, France, and he was a fascial researcher in Europe. And holy shit, this guy knows everything about everything. This guy can literally talk about a ligament system for 30 hours straight, and I'm not exaggerating, and he would say, okay, time's up, we don't have enough time today, go to sleep. Okay, so with that being said, the fascia iliacus, we like to look at myofascial stretching. Myofascial means deep, okay? There are three classifications of fascia. The first one is superficial, between the skin and the muscle. The second one is deeper layers, kind of like an onion, where you're just peeling back the layers, and they're called different things, okay? So the fascia, which is connective tissue, Google it if you don't know what it is or have never heard of it. You know, the foam rollers and that kind of stuff, that really only gets to superficial fascia. If you want deep changes in your structure, you must go deep, and that cannot be achieved through the skin, okay? You have to use your own body weight. And so, second layer is called the epimysial fascia, which is the deeper layers of the muscle tissue, which you can still see very, very well, okay? And so the last layer, which is more proximal, what we're talking about here, which is called the oprenotic fascia, which is very disorganized. So at the superficial level, there's very distinctive lines of motion. When you get a little deeper, it's still very distinct. And then when you get very deep, it's very chaotic. And I'm not so sure, but I think this is a little bit more directed towards dispersing energy and stability deep in the body, because that's where the viscera, which is called the organs, as well as the joints and stuff like that. And so you're probably saying, like, stop talking and just show me the damn stretch. And so here it is. Number one, we need space. This is a three-part system right here. We need space here, okay? Now, little things make a huge difference when you're talking about maximal fascial tension, okay? I'm gonna have right here, like a sprinter, I'm gonna have space, I'm gonna do a swing. And you must look at my ankle right here. That's anchored to the floor, and we're already starting to create a figure eight of tension, okay? So when you're talking about maximal fascial tension, fascia, from the eyes, through the dura mater, through C1, all the way to the hands, all the way, everything is a chain of tissue, and we must make sure those micro details are sound, okay? And so, space, swing, to the floor, or at least appearing to, that's the feel versus real. Hands right here, I'm tucking my tail, which I'm tucking my pelvis underneath, squeezing my butt, being very rounded by my upper spine. Now I can feel exposure with these fibers right here. I'm gonna do a side bend. Most people are like, I'm stretching my psoas. No, so right here, this is a tuck and a side bend, and that's what you want. So I'm coming up, tucking, 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 side bending. I feel some splitting going on here. I'm gonna rest. I'm gonna push the crown of the head away at this angle of my spine. And now from here, I'm gonna push my kneecap to China. I'm gonna really feel a stretch here. And then when you get Jedi style, you're gonna be right here, and almost like you're casting a spell. Spread the fingers, side bend, reach. That's held for 35 seconds. Save the video, replay it many times. Details matter. If you found any value, please hit that subscribe button. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next video.